Discord. I'm not sure if you have ever heard of Discord or if you're already on Discord, but it is fascinating, and it's definitely a place where we don't find a lot of storytellers. But what does that mean? What is Discord? Just like Twitch, it was a place that started out mainly for video gamers. But then, as people figure out how it's used, you figure out, wait, I could use that in my profession. I could do that in the hobby that I love or in the art that I love. There's even someone who I know who has used Discord for sports groups or with youth groups. And you can have public and you can have private. And for Story Crossroads, we want to connect to a lot of people, and we actually have this public. And people can come on and they can go to the different channels within our Story Crossroads server. And a lot of places compare Discord to having a treehouse. So we now have the official Story Crossroads treehouse. But a treehouse that's super fancy. It's not just a one-room treehouse. There's several channels, several rooms that are found once you get there. And I like it on an organizational side of things because Facebook is nice. You can post things on there. People can click on events and they can see what is coming up and they can RSVP and respond to that. And I believe that all these different things are helpful. So whether it's Facebook, YouTube, all the social media, obviously a website, they all complement each other. They all are helping to promote the art of storytelling, promoting Story Crossroads. But the thing about Facebook is that things can get a little scattered, or your streams might run forever. Not that it can't run forever in Discord, but your channels or your rooms can be a little bit more specific to those areas. So if you were to actually go to the Story Crossroads Discord, you would actually find on the very top a welcome. And on the welcome, if you clicked on it, you could invite other friends or people to join the Discord, which it is free. You can click right underneath it on rules, and that can vary because there's definitely the ones that are more adult and ones that are family friendly. And Story Crossroads, we are definitely family friendly. Though we expect not to have youth on this server, we might, and we always like to have it family friendly, but not everyone is like that. So for us, we love clean language. We love for people to stay positive and no bullying, and that's actually a common thing. When I've looked at rules at different Discords, that's pretty normal. And then underneath that, we have introduce yourself. And that is a chance for you to take a few lines and just say what drew you to the server, what drew you to the Story Crossroads Discord. Are you already in storytelling? Have you been in it for 30 plus years? Has it been an art that you've always been interested in? So it gives a chance to give people an idea, and if they kind of look at a handle and they're not sure maybe the background of that person, they might click on introduce yourself. It's not required. Not everyone needs to even fill out that part, but I find that it's really handy. And while I'm sharing these things, you probably want to get a feel for, you can get a feel for it by actually seeing it. So let me actually put in the actual link so you can even go direct invite to it, because it's something that you can't just simply go to discord.com. You might be able to search for it if you put in Story Crossroads, but let's make it a lot easier. And Misty, it's nice to see that you're on. I know you're joining us through Facebook, so welcome, welcome. And so let's see, when you said Discord, I thought you were talking about plot device. It could be, but it's actually a platform, so I can understand that for sure. And you've never heard of Discord, so yes, this is why I'm wanting to talk about it, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's something that all over the place can be used, and I think storytellers need to jump onto it. And then you're saying you like the angle of my camera. Thank you. Yes. And you're considering playing with camera angle for kid shows. It's good to see that it can work well as long as you're still framed well within the frame. Yes. And some people tell you you can't cut off the very top. I think you can maybe do a little bit, because if you get close up, there's some exciting things you can do, right? Like, woo, very exciting. So you're still in the 2000s technologically. Well, a lot of us might still be there. I actually came upon a book in the library today, and it was a collection of folk tales, and it was published in 1994, and it was saying that it was a highly technological time. And I couldn't help but laugh when I read that this morning, because there's so much that we've been doing since 1994. And wow, you know, I'm just thrilled by what we can do. And I'm looking forward to when we can have holographic storytelling. Right? Live is best, I know, but if we can suddenly have a 3D way to virtually project somehow, I'm looking forward to that. But going back to the Discord, I did put a direct link, so as I talk about this, you might even want to have it as another tab, and you can look at the different parts of it. So again, welcome, rules, introduce yourself, and then you can label these yourself. The welcome and the rules are for everybody. Not all Discords will have an introduce yourself, but I noticed other Discords that did. I love that idea, because now I know, look, we have a couple storytellers on our server who are from India. Oh, look, we have someone from Hungary. Oh, look, we have someone from California. We have a lot of people from Utah. So I just love the fact that we can get to know each other just a little bit better. But you can add what's called a category. So the channels are the ones that have the pound sign in front of it, or they might have the symbol of a megaphone. So those are considered channels. So if you get your Discord lingo. And then there's categories. So welcome is a category, and welcome is a channel. So if you go on there, you'll notice that it's a category and a channel. Story Crossroads itself is another category. And because this is something that we put together, it makes sense that you would promote whoever you are, whoever created the server. So let's say you were National Storytelling Network, I would expect that National Storytelling Network would have their category. Or if this was Utah Storytelling Guild, I would expect that they would have Utah Storytelling Guild as a category. And that's a good place to remind people to find more information about you. So I added these channels of info about us, so very short, at least gives the website, and also that we're a 501c3, nonprofit. We're based in Salt Lake County, Utah. So just really quick things like that. I also put underneath there announcements. And those could be announcements that are Twitch or Discord related, but they can also be connected to our events. If you're an individual storyteller, this would be a great place to announce all the different things you have going on. Can you also do this on a website? Yes. Can you also create a Facebook event? Yes. Can you just put it in all those social media spots in all of your traditional marketing? Yes. But I studied marketing. You need to have at least 12 different ways that you're getting to people, and people need to be exposed to what you do at least 21 times. So you put that together, Discord can be one of those 12. Can you have more than 12 ways? Yes. So please do. And storytellers, you listening, please treat this as a business and always be thinking in that regards. And if having an target audience in marketing makes you nervous, just pretend that they're an actual listening audience, and then it's not so scary. When you have a story and you're adapting it to the audience, just think, what advertising that I'm adapting to the audience? What is the story that I'm sharing? You'll suddenly realize you could easily do marketing. This is like your world and you didn't even know it. So very exciting that way. And then, besides announcements, we actually added a channel of videos. And I haven't really done too much on it right now. I at least remind people that we are on YouTube. We're so new, I'm still exploring, I'm still learning, but I'm still super excited by what I'm seeing. Then I added the channel of live streams, and that's where I remind people that we are on Twitch, And we also have a specific web page, storycrossroads.org/virtual, of this is how you can know things that are happening virtually. And then I thought it was a good idea to have questions for us. Again, these are all that I had to add, and there are a lot of great tutorials of how to create your Discord server, so you don't have to feel nervous. I did this within a couple hours because I was that excited. So if you watch it and you do what they say, you could have your own Discord server up within a couple hours. Discord works the best with Twitch, so if you're not doing Twitch, you might also want to consider Twitch. Do you have to link them together? No, you don't. But I think it's a good idea. That's what a lot of people who are already on Discord were saying about Twitch, and vice versa. I'm going to trust the people who have been doing this for 5+ years and doing really well. The other category that we have, if you explore, is called text channels. And that's where people can simply chat. They can just type. So if they just don't want to be on video, or they just want to quick write something and not necessarily be meeting up with people, you can see what's going on in the text channels. And you can have different categories, or you can have general. So what is there when you first set up? It simply says general. And that's really good for when people join. That's how I know when someone has visited the Discord, and it gives me an idea of these are people I need to remind that they need to introduce themselves and guide them to that channel. And then besides that, we have chat about stories, worldwide folk tales in general under voice channels. Now, voice channels are ones where you're actually going to use your voice. You don't have to show yourself. It's kind of like Zoom. If you're familiar with Zoom, you can totally do this. And the biggest thing you have to remember when you go into voice channel is that you have to hang up. So let's say I'm gonna kind of click on it right now just so I can see it. I'm clicking on general right now. It's showing Story Crossroads on there right now, and it's also showing that I'm muted. So even though I'm talking right now, this is not picking up in Discord. And I also can look down below on the left side, and there's going to be a symbol of a phone with a little X mark, because by default you come in hot. Your microphone is hot, so you don't have to press a key. If you need to, or you prefer to press a key whenever you talk or not talk, then you can set that up. But otherwise, I'm just going to disconnect right now from the general. And anything can be talked about in general. We're actually going to use Discord tonight at 10 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time on Monday, July 6th, and we're going to be under the category of chat-about stories, because Carl, he actually works at Antelope Island. He gives tours, and he wants to be a better storyteller. He wants to be able to practice, and he wants to improve. So what he's going to do is share with us in that voice channel, chat about stories, because we're chatting about stories and the ideas that he has. Now, if this was more performance-based, I would say we would probably focus more on the channel that says Worldwide Folk Tales. And since Story Crossroads is very much about a multicultural experience, that's why you're going to see Worldwide Folk Tales. But are we against other types of stories? No. If we have personal or family stories, that's fine. It's probably going to fall under general or chat about stories. So we still have that possible way. Then I noticed this on a lot of Discords, and this is not something I've seen a lot of storytellers do. I see memes post all the time on Facebook, but no one really collects them. But in Discord, I found a lot of people like to collect memes. Well, since we promote the art of storytelling, we're not just going to call it memes. We're going to call it story memes. So under the category of fun and games, you can have that collection. Now, I've put down 2, and Carl was nice enough to add 1 as well. I was very clear, though, hopefully, that any memes that you put in there, it can't show books. Now, I'm a librarian, I do love books, and even behind me you can see I have lots of books, and these are just storytelling related books, and this is only one bookshelf of several that are only on the art of storytelling, or collections of folk tales and so forth. But because we're really promoting spoken storytelling or storytelling that uses sign language, then we're not wanting the image of the book. There's too many times that as storytellers we have to explain to people, well, we don't read a book, we use books to research, or whatever the case may be. We might write books down later on, but it's not how we perform. So that's why any story memes you decide to add in there, I would love it, but make sure that there's not the image of the book. It's going to focus maybe more on a microphone or speaking. So you'll have to check it out, see what I found, and I would love it for you to keep with that collection. And then this one we could do several things with. Under Fun and Games we also have the channel of story games. And I originally thought of it of people explaining how to play a game, but if it was a scheduled chat, we could almost do a story game through that way. The classic ABC storytelling game where the first person tells a line and the first word has to start with A, and then the second person does a line and that one's a B, the next person is C and D, E, F. Even if you have two people, you can go back and forth, and that can easily be done by text. It doesn't have to be done by voice. And what's fun is when it is by text, it's recorded, so if someone who maybe missed it or was kind of like, you know what, that was a fun thing, let me look back at what we said exactly, you could actually click on that channel and see it. So I think there's two possibilities with story games of maybe how to play story games, but an actual place to have maybe those string type of storytelling games. It'd be fun. I don't know. There's so much potential. This is so new, and I would just be thrilled if other people are willing to play. And the other category, we have academic discussions. Now, I did get my master's in storytelling. Someday I want to get my doctorate, probably in folklore, maybe another doctorate in sociology someday. That is a long time away because I have to save money. But in the meantime, I always love delving into academic discussions with storytelling. And we have 2 series now with Story Crossroads. We have language of story, so that every year we focus on a language, maybe different phrases or the way that that culture uses storytelling. And I just love it. We've done American Sign Language, Portuguese, German, and next year we will do Hungarian, so very exciting. And the other academic series that we have with Story Crossroads is The Big Why. And our first one was just recently, June 20th, 2020, and it was on historical storytelling meets humanities. So it always has a humanities approach, and it's not how to do things, though sometimes you just learn how because of knowing why. And we will have other ones. I don't know which one we will do next. We have to decide that. And if I hear enough people excited about a certain genre of storytelling, then we may go that direction. It could be Jack Tales, it could be Hans Christian Andersen, it could be Tall Tales, it could be, there's so many things we could do with that. Oh, it's exciting. We could do draw and tell stories, fold and cut, and on and on. And after academic discussions, let's see here. I have story genres, but I also put in our multilingual storytelling. And right now I have 2 video links in there, and people can watch them. People can then add their own video links that have to do with multilingual. One that I know I need to add is that there's some tandem storytelling going on, not always in English. And that way you can see them side by side. I'm trying to think what 2 languages, but English was not one of the 2. And I just love it. And I can't wait till for next year in 2021 when we're going to have our multilingual pavilion, or whatever we're allowed to do. It might be a limited size multilingual pavilion with masks. I don't know. But I'm already excited about what we're able to do that will be different than our full virtual that we did in 2020. So that gives you kind of a quick tour. Whether or not you were seeing it, maybe at least that gives you an idea of the possibilities that, yes, you can type things in and they can be there. There's already a wonderful conversation through text under the chat about stories. And that one, what's fun about it are the ghost stories.